Hey everybody, welcome to the February channel update for SimGamer TV. I've got a couple of pages of notes here we'll be going over from our comments. The first thing I wanted to mention is that the channel is going quite well. I've picked up a whole bunch of subscribers. There's like 450 of you guys now, so thanks for all your subscriptions and comments. It really makes me feel good. Thanks for all your likes. Thanks for all the views. It seems like Kerbal Space Program is getting a lot of attention lately, even over Elite Dangerous, which is a much newer game. The two different formats I'm having fun with. I'll keep on playing Elite Dangerous as I have time and keep on making videos for them. But Kerbal Space Program is actually going to be my main focus going forward for a little while. And I think with that, I'm going to actually start jumping into some comments here on a couple of games. We'll go into Elite Dangerous. Kirk Michael says, hey, what's MMS mean? It comes after KMS. Also, what's the final one, which is C? Buying the game tomorrow. Is it also okay to use a regular game controller instead of the flight thing I keep hearing people talk about? So there's a bunch of questions. I'll answer them one at a time. Capital M, lowercase m, per s means millions of meters per second. That's basically a speed. When you're in Super Cruise, you're going to be flying at pretty high speeds. When you get to MMS, you're flying at millions of meters per second, which does come after KMS, which is kilometers per second. Also, what's the final one which has C? Well, C is a fraction of the speed of light, which is approximately 300,000 kilometers per second. Yeah, 300 million meters per second, 300,000 kilometers per second. So that's the fastest light there is in the universe. You cannot travel through space faster than the speed of light. Luckily, Elite Dangerous has this wonderful thing called the frame shift drive, which has a convenient way of getting around that, which is scientifically possible according to many very advanced mathematicians. He's also wondering if it's also fine to use a regular game controller. Yes, it absolutely is. I have a flight stick for my game, but a lot of people are really, really good with Elite Dangerous with keyboard and mouse. A lot of people are even better with just a regular old game controller. So if you already have an Xbox, you can plug in your Xbox controller. If you already have a PlayStation, you can probably plug in your PlayStation controller, download some drivers, and just use that. Tiki says in response to my startup pirate option, he says, I lost my time watching this. I thought you were going to show how to do piracy. This is pure trade. I'm sorry, Tiki. Yeah, I know that the title of the episode is a little bit misleading, but the title of the that particular startup option is also a little bit misleading. Basically, it's just an advanced startup where you have a upgraded ship and a bounty on your head, and that's it. What you do in the game is really up to you. I've done piracy in the previous seasons during beta, and it really hasn't changed much over time since the initial introduction of piracy. So if you're really interested in how to pirate, go check those out and find out what you can. I will say it's much easier to pirate from NPCs than it is to pirate from PCs, mostly, unless you're able to find a system where PCs are kind of sheepish and aren't willing to fight back and stuff like that. So expect a lot more headaches when trying to pirate from PCs. In response to episode 5 of Elite Dangerous, Frank Finster, one of my most frequent commenters, thanks Frank for all your comments, they really help a lot, they're a lot of fun to respond to. He says, nice episode, thanks for the insight on the Lakon Type 6. The Lakon Type 6 looks like a nice ship. I love the open cockpit, and it has a nice sound too. The Asp, however, is the ship I will try to get my fingers on. I love the even more bulky and compact looks of it. I myself am also slowly working on towards getting an upgrade into an Asp. I think that'll be a lot of fun to fly as a transitional ship between the Type 6 and the Type 7. John Moore goes on to say, another great vid. If possible, could you explain the class and ratings of items you can upgrade, as I find this for some reason very hard to grasp. So the explanation for classes and rankings is basically this. Each numerical class is approximately twice as large as the class before it. So a class 1, whatever it is, or class 2, whatever it is about twice as large as the class 1. And if you look at cargo bays, this really bears itself out. A class 1 cargo bay has 4 tons of cargo available. A class 2 cargo bay has 8 tons of cargo bay available. I think I got that right. I'll double check. If not, I'll stick an annotation correcting myself. But anyway, each class then is double that size. So class 3 would be 16 tons, a class 4 is 32 tons, and a class 5 is 64 tons respectively. So that's what you can expect to see with that kind of thing. Now, the rating system is basically the lower in the alphabet the rating is, the better the part. Most of the time, you're going to start off with E rating things, which is basically your entry level stuff. That's your standard stock stuff out of the store, and you're going to want to grab those and get better things. Want to get yourself A rating if you possibly can, but those are super expensive. A pretty good buy for your money is usually a C-rated piece of equipment, so you can expect a little bit of an upgrade without any change in the actual size, and some improvements in power draw and things like that. On to Kerbal Space Program, which has been getting a lot of attention lately, and it isn't even because I'm doing twice as many episodes of Kerbal Space Program as I am doing Elite Dangerous. I'm actually finding more views per episode of Kerbal Space Program in a shorter period of time than I am for my episodes of Elite Dangerous. People just seem to be liking it an awful lot, and it's actually the game that started off my YouTube career, so I'm happy to continue it on as long as this development cycle keeps going. 1.0 has been announced coming out, which will be feature complete for Kerbal Space Program. At that point, Kerbal Space Program is going to be leaving early access, so if you haven't bought it yet, buy it now while it's still in an early access price. As you can see from my videos, 0.9 is a really, really complete game already, and 1.0 is just going to add a few more things to sort of move that bar a little higher and get some additional balance into the game. And they're basically, at that point, only doing balance tweaks and stuff like that to the career mode as far as I know, although they are going to keep on developing some. So, Episode 1 of Kerbal Space Program. Riley Mack says, "This is the best video ever, man. Good job. I learned a lot." Riley, I really appreciate your comment. Thanks for tuning into my channel and watching my video. Hey, buddy, you got a lot of catching up to do. We're on I'm publishing episode 14 and 15 this week, so you got some watching to do to catch up through the various episodes. I love how much depth career mode has had added to Kerbal Space Program. Before, I'd be able to blow through a career, like a science career, in maybe 15 episodes or so. And I'm coming up on episode 14 and 15. I've already filmed them earlier today, and they're going into the edit queue next. But I'm not even sure that I'm halfway through career mode at this point after 15 episodes. So there might be 15 more episodes. It's not a promise, but that's kind of the expectation of what I'm expecting to see for this thing. There's another bunch of episodes on that. In response to episode 5, Carl Richardson says, "Hi SimGamer, thanks for the great content. Subscribed to your channel following your intros to Elite Dangerous. Been watching ever since. I have recently purchased Kerbal from Steam sale. Alls have Elite, but not had much time to play it yet." Yeah, these are my two favorite games right now, so I'm sure you're going to have a great time. Thanks for joining the channel. Thanks for letting me know that you got Kerbal Space Program and that you're enjoying it. Jerome Psycho says, and I paraphrase, "Yo, I like your content. You know what I'm saying? I subscribed, and I'm hoping for some more of this KSP 0.90. Basically, keep it up. Peace out." Now, there's some stuff in there I can't say because I'm white, and I'm not allowed to say those kind of things, but Jerome, I really appreciate you joining the channel and watching my content, and appreciate your enthusiasm. We're going to have a fun ride together, so stay tuned. In response to episode 8.1, Fuzzy Wan Kenobi, and I gotta say that's one of my favorite sim YouTube names, Fuzzy Wan Kenobi. Such a great name. He gets to have 2 comments this month. "Nice one. Just a thought. It might have been good to let the craft return rather than reverting. At least the science in one mission could have been recovered, which may be enough science total to unlock the Probodine Octo, which has SAS." You know, that's a pretty good tip. I could have recovered that. I decided to revert instead. In these episodes that are coming up later on this week, I actually did unlock the Probodine Octo, and I also unlocked a solar panel, which gives me the possibility of doing those satellite missions, which I wasn't able to complete before for a whole bunch of money. So tune in to find out what happens next. Spoiler alert, we head for the moon. And stuff like that. So it was really fun doing those. Fozzy1 also gives a comment on episode 10. "Aerodynamicable. Yes. One thing that might help, planes are a little more stable with the center of lift slightly behind the center of mass, so the nose doesn't want to flip as much." You are absolutely right. Generally, I like to put the center of lift a little bit behind the center of mass because that center of mass tends to shift backwards a bit Anyway, it tends to shift a bit when all the fuel gets consumed. Also, you can slide. I know that I can slide the fuel meters on all my fuel tanks to find out where that center of mass is actually going to shift back and forth when I'm doing space planes. And we'll see about using some of this research that I'm gaining to make much better space planes. I keep saying that. To make much better space planes and do some more of those atmospheric missions that are really awesome. In episode 12, Turtle 2720, who was one of my longest subscribers, asks, have you thought about using mods? I use MechJeb to show periapsis and true altitude, nothing else. Chatterer, navball docking alignment indicator, and hot rockets. Particle FX replacer, still not updated to 0.90. Hope this makes it for the next channel update. So yeah, actually Turtle is making it right there, bottom of the page for the next bottom of my comments right there for the next channel update. There are lots of other channels out there that are doing modded Kerbal Space Program, and it's really fun content. I try to tune into them every once in a while as well to see what the state of current mods are and see where the game is going, because some of those mods end up becoming core content. For instance, all the contracts that are now available in 0.9 were once a mod from basically written for a previous version, and then the guys at Kerbal Space Program essentially took that whole package and integrated it directly into the game with a little bit of help from the author and stuff like that. But generally speaking, for myself and my personal style, I like to play unmodded games so you can take a deep look at sort of the mathematics and the fun that's actually available in the vanilla content. And I'm going to keep on doing that. You are encouraged to absolutely point me to videos that you'd like me to see on other modded content, because the great thing about YouTube is that this is like a discussion that we can have about these topics like Kerbal Space Program, Elite Dangerous, and all of the space science and rocket science that's available out there for us. The only thing else I want to say is that the channel itself is doing great. I'm really liking the subscribers. I might have to think about monetizing here in the near future. If I get to 1,000 subscribers by next year, that's when I'm going to start monetizing. But we'll see what videos I can actually monetize. I'm only going to monetize those ones that have a clear terms of service that allow me to monetize. I'm still going to be putting out free videos like crazy because I just love doing this as a hobby more than anything. It's not a full-time job for me. As a full-time job, I'm a technical architect. So that's the kind of stuff I'm enjoying for this. I'm going to wrap up here by saying thank you guys all for tuning into the channel. Once again, thanks for another great month worth of comments, watching all the stuff in Kerbal Space Program. Jerome, props to you, man. Gotta say thanks for joining the channel. Peace!